What does it actually take to gain the trust of a street cat like this for close-up photos when they have every reason to run away from you? Exploring the streets of Istanbul with my camera, I realized I wasn't just chasing the best light in this city anymore. Instead, I found myself connecting much more with the animals of this incredible place. It could be because both of my grandmas were big cat lovers. They were always feeding their neighborhood cats without anyone actually asking them to. And in a way, photographing these cats on the street kind of reminds me of them. Plus, one of them in particular absolutely loved spending her time in Turkey.
Seduta, tranquila.
This isn't your usual street photography video. We're not shooting close-up candids of colourful characters in New York City. Instead, we're exploring life in Istanbul, but at the ground level. And our journey today starts here on the Asian side of the city. At the moment, we're on the Asian side of the Bosphorus in Kadıköy, specifically in Moda. I think this is still Moda, and it's like along the seafront. And I've been spotting a few little cats kind of sheltering from the sun, giving them a couple of dreamies, taking a couple of photos. And I think we've got a couple of nice ones already. I've been starting out just using this Thypoch Simera 35mm f1.4. This is a fully manual focus lens. It is pretty tricky to nail focus with when it is as sunny as this. On a day like today with a Sony A7C II's screen. So I might shoot with this for a little bit longer, and then I'm probably going to switch over to the Sony 20-70 f4.
My dreamies.
Camera gear aside, my biggest hurdle has been getting the trust of individual cats here in Istanbul for long enough for me to land my focus on them. Some run away, and some are overly keen. But it can be kind of tricky to have a cat simply trust you while getting close up with a camera. It seems like the second you line up a shot and you're about to press the shutter, they jump out of the way like they know you're about to take a photo. But I think this comes down a lot to your approach as a photographer and your overall vibe as a person. A friend of mine always used to say that he prefers cats because you have to earn their love, whereas dogs love you right away. And I think the same goes for trust. Dogs are usually very keen and say hello to new people, even if they're breaking into your house. And I've photographed dogs all my life and all over the world, and they might be the absolute easiest subjects to shoot, but I think cats can take a lot more patience. You really can't rush a moment with them, and you have to let them accept you into your space. And when they do, you can find little moments like this. Like with this little duo of cats under this bush. I loved the framed cat through the legs of the other, and I just think this makes for a fun little layered composition with a couple of cats. Or these two just relaxing next to this parked up motorbike after I'd kind of wooed them with a few cat treats beforehand. And before we continue, I want to give you a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button below this video, and drop a like on this video if you haven't already. If you like photography videos like this one, you're going to want to make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss future videos when they come out. Now, back to Istanbul. Now today I'm shooting on the 20-70 f4. It is very windy right now. I'm over on the European side. We've just been photographing this little group of cats while they're having some food and also scratching on some chairs and stuff. And I particularly like getting, oh he's a little bit nervous. Getting nice and close with a wide angle. Like this is on a 28mm at the moment. It's okay. You see, they're not always friends out here. Sometimes some kind of bully the others. This little one here is so sweet but so nervous. Every time I lift my camera, he gets very skittish. Literally, I barely lift my camera. It's okay. The first time I was actually photographing cats like this, just like on the street, was actually a couple of months ago in Seoul, in South Korea. I accidentally stumbled across a group of street cats living just up the hill from Dongmyo Flea Market, which is a popular spot for photography and street photography in Seoul. They were very wary of me, much like some of the cats here in Istanbul, but after really slowing down my approach, crouching down, just being quiet and speaking to them, I actually managed to get close enough to get a handful of photos that I really liked. Especially when this lady arrived who came to feed the group of cats, they suddenly relaxed a lot more and were happy for me to be there. These were stray cats, much like in Istanbul, but they were looked after by the community, who clearly, once a day came up to feed the group, which I thought was a really nice thing to see. I didn't realise there would be as many stray cats in Seoul as I did see, but it was nice to see that the community were also looking after them. They're all so lovely, but some of them definitely have better sort of areas and people around looking after them, and also fellow cats than others do. This one here has been very keen on me. I spotted this little kitten while I was walking up the street. I made sure to approach as gently and as quietly as possible just to snap a quick photo. But this little kitten had other plans. Hello, little one. So we seem to have made a little friend here. I was just taking a quick photo and they just jumped on me. This isn't... I've just become like a chair. I don't understand how we're going to get out of this situation. I was so in awe of this kitten, honestly I could have definitely taken it home, that I just came away with these first couple of shots. But I really like this one, just with like the classic head tilt of a curious cat. This honestly just summed up this whole interaction for me, and I'm so happy I got to have this little moment, even though it kind of hurt my legs to squat after a while. It's really nice when you get a very chill cat like this, who's just very unbothered. You can get nice and close, shoot on something like a 28mm. Probably can't see this display at all. I'll just show you the photo. That's probably a better idea. You can get really nice and close and like use their paws as foreground as well. Doesn't really seem to be too bothered. And it takes advantage of like minimal focus distance being nice and close. I wonder how much closer I can get. Then just zoom out a tiny bit, like a 24. It kind of just exaggerates that distance between the eye and the paws. I don't know how much this is going to affect my close focus distance. If I go up to a 35. 35 and just like tilt up ever so slightly. Just get like a super close up. That should be like really nice high detail. Thank you. You're sweet. I like you. I saw this cat earlier. It's very pretty. It'd be really nice with the colours that it has to sort of shoot it with that colour scheme, and then like shot through here. Okay, this way might be better. Maybe I don't want to be as zoomed. Maybe I want to be like a 35. I mean, this first shot, just as it's kind of walking towards, is kind of nice. Okay, I think we got one or two that kind of had the sort of orange colouring with a bit of colour contrast to the rails. The best work ever, but there was a couple in there with like the curly tail and everything. That could work quite nicely. So I'm going to try and get a photo of these two little kitties. They seem very nervous. Oh. The eagle-eyed among you, or eagle-eared among you, may have noticed that I'm shooting in silent shutter all the time, purely just because when I have been getting close up to cats and shooting with like mechanical shutter, they immediately get scared and bolt. So one of my favourite things here is sometimes you'll get like cats that are like store assistants. Not every cat in Istanbul has the same quality of life at all. Like, you'll see many that choose a house or a shop to make it their home, and they might stand guard on the door of a supermarket or lounge around on the books outside of a bookstall. But others might exist a little bit differently, hanging out in small groups, up quiet streets, trying to stay out of trouble. But sometimes sadly having run-ins with each other as well, which can't always be the nicest thing to see. There's enough fighting in this world without you guys fighting each other as well. So it's down to the locals and even tourists to take a minute to stop by, feed them and check they're okay. Hopefully with more than just a few treats like I was handing out while taking these photos. I did hang out with this particular group of cats for a little while, and some of them seem to be doing okay, others seem to be a little bit aggressive, but overall I managed to give each of them a few little snacks and went along my way. And others have a completely different way of life, and they might live down by near the Galata Bridge, for example, where fishermen are fishing and might have the odd fish to throw in their direction. And occasionally you will see a cat get away with an entire fish in its mouth, and that turns it into a pretty good day for that cat. There are cats. Where there are big things of fish, there are cats. I realise a lot of people might not think of photos of cats as street photography. Well, I still count photos of dogs as street photography. I think anything you're doing out in the street that isn't really planned is pretty much it. And especially somewhere like Istanbul, the cats are just like free roam just as much as people are. So I think it kind of makes sense. I want to finish my thought here because honestly, absolutely anything can be street photography. I don't even know if street photography is the accurate phrase anymore or if it ever was. It's really just photography with no specific focus or pre-arranged shooting brief. It can be people, it can be abstract, it can be animals, or it can be in a field or on the beach. Anywhere and anything can be photography, and if street just means it's unplanned, then I guess cats in Istanbul are also street photography. We're friends, don't worry. Oh, you are so sweet. I'm sorry guys, but if you've watched this video all the way through to this point, we'd be friends. Sometimes, man, it's not about cameras, it's about getting out with a camera, whatever the camera, and taking photos of things that make you happy. And I'll tell you something, these beautiful little cats make me so happy. Look how sweet you are. Thank you very much for watching this video. Street photography with some cats in Istanbul. It's been a lot of fun to make this video and also to be shooting around Istanbul for the first time. Highly recommend coming here if you're into architecture, cats, kebabs, anything. It's a pretty good place to be. Let's keep this. The next video will have significantly less cats, or significantly fewer cats, I should say. But I hope you subscribe and stick around for it. I'll see you in the next one.